Hello everyone, this is Johno with ADRR Gaming UK, and today I bring you our Skulls location guide in Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. These are in chronological order, so the first skull you'll find is the Iron Skull, and you'll be picking that one up at the start of the game on the level the Pillar of Autumn. Now, as you exit the cryotube, as you can see here, to find the skull, all you need to do is go around the cryotube you've just been at, and it's actually behind the left-hand set of barrels, just there, as you can see. Just do my little jump and dance celebration, and that should net you 10 gamer score for Looks Like the Oddball, which is picking up the first campaign skull. Now, the second skull is in actual fact the Mythic Skull, which is located on the second level.
Are you all right?
Now, once you crash on the ring's surface, after exiting the drop pod, you need to follow the wall on the right hand side, which should lead you to a waterfall. As you can see there, you've got a big rock on the right hand side. If you go around that rock, you should be able to locate the second skull, and there you have it, you've unlocked the Mythic Skull. The third skull is also located on this particular level, and this one's the Boom Skull. Now, after you save Sergeant Johnson and his buddies from annihilation from the Covenant, you'll be dropped off a warthog by Bowhammer. No, sorry, Foehammer. And what you need to do is you need to follow up on the right hand side as opposed to going into the underground tunnel. As you can see there, it's just on the right hand side you've got some greenery. Now, I've sped this part up just to save some time, and you just need to follow on the cliff edge. You shouldn't fall off, it's fairly stable. And just behind these two trees, there you've got your next skull, the Boom Skull. Now, I didn't pick these up in order, so I got the skulls taken because I had taken half of the campaign skulls, but that's just the third one for yourselves. The next skull is the Foreign Skull, which is located on the third level, which is the Truth and Reconciliation. Now, this one's a bit more tricky because you've got to keep an eye out for an open doorway, because it won't open before enemies come through and it won't open after some enemies have come through, so you have to wait, keep your eye on your radar. I decided to wait here, but enemies weren't coming over. I had a quick look at the door, it wasn't opening, so I decided to go and try and kill some elites with my plasma pistol. And then I think I noticed on the left hand side and the lower part of my radar that there's a big red glob of enemies. Yeah, just there. You can see the red glob, and that's your cue to jump through that door. You need to jump through as quickly as you can. Obviously kill the enemies first, because otherwise, you don't really want to die. But there you have it, you've got the Foreign Skull unlocked. And now we're going on to the next skull, which is located in the next level, so you can skip the rest of this level if you're just farming for skulls. And this is the Famine Skull.
Okay.
Again, you get dropped off a warthog by Foehammer. Got it right that time. And you need to actually go completely the opposite direction as you normally would. And that guy is having a little bit too much fun in this warthog. So you come to this particular point. It's a sort of mini hill. You got a pretty straightforward way of getting up there. Carry on up there. It's just on the top around this corner. Actually, I said around this corner, it's actually all the way on the other side. But as you can see here, there's your skull. And you have now unlocked the Famine Skull. Do my little jump dance. Now, the next skull is the Bandana Skull, which is also located on the Silent Cartographer level. Now, I just want to say, you're going to be seeing this screen a lot. You're going to see yourself jumping and dying because it requires a grenade jump. So, you've got this particular checkpoint, which is good, but you have to run for about 30 seconds, and it's kind of annoying. Now, I haven't deactivated the security console because I wasn't sure whether enemies would spawn. I was actually taking out my frustration on that particular wall because I'd spent about half an hour trying this particular grenade jump. It's literally just a case of skill. Oh well, look. As you can see there, I get up there. I'm pretty surprised about it. At that particular time, I was shouting at the screen. There's the skull, and I think I just lose my mind in the fact that I have actually just made that grenade jump after trying to attempt it for the last half an hour. So yeah, you've unlocked the bandana skull, and I do believe that one gives you unlimited ammunition, which should be quite useful. I don't know if it gives you unlimited grenades. Still, the next skull is the fog skull, which is located on the level assault on the control room. Now, this particular skull, you'll come into this room here. You need to actually clear this room of enemies and carry on until you get a checkpoint, because if you don't make this jump, you will have to clear the room of enemies again. I'm not entirely sure where this is. I think it's after you come down a lift, but you should be able to spot it by the fact that you've got that central column. Now, you have to grenade jump onto this plinth here. You can see the skull there, just showing you where I jumped from. I suggest you use frags, because stickies I think might kill you. So there you have it, you've unlocked the fog skull, and I'll do my little celebration by emptying my clip. So next is the malfunction skull, which is located on the same level. Now once you've got into the tank and you get into this central room, it's got the walkway. I was actually looking for it at this point. I wasn't entirely sure where it was. I thought it might be at the end of here. It's on one of these, but it's not that one. It's actually on the other side. Oh, one thing I would like to point out, in a previous video I did say that Sergeant Johnson was immortal, and a few people got in touch with me and said no, he can die. Well, that, my friends, is the Halo paradox. Actually, no, it's not a Halo paradox. Sergeant Johnson is immortal. You just kill him, he just gets back up. And there you have the malfunction skull. I was getting a bit sidetracked here. You can get back up, I'm sure, with probably a grenade jump, but I just thought, what the heck, might as well kill myself, because I have the skull now. The next skull is the recession skull, which is located on the next level, 343 Guilty Spark. I had to think about that one. Now, it's right at the start of the level. I've introduced the this particular clip with the intro cinematic, because it's about 10 seconds. No, I'm ad-libbing there. It's about 30 seconds away from the drop point of the start of the mission. So you'll see on the right hand side here the Crash Pelican, which I think is Captain Key's Crash Pelican. I don't know if it's Sergeant Johnson's. Either way, the Pelican has crashed. You carry on down the left hand side, just follow the swamp through. I thought it was on the right hand side, that's why I was looking that way, but then I wasn't sure I should be going that way, so I carried on. And it's in between these two trees here behind a bush. This one here, recession skull, which means you have less ammunition if you activate it. You have less ammunition picked up from drop guns. The next skull is the Black Eye skull. Now this particular skull is on the library level. Now to get this skull, you need to go to the third set of columns here. As you can see here, this is the second column, the second set of columns. It's on the third set of columns, and you'll know when you've reached the particular set of columns because you'll see a lot more enemies. I thought it was on the first one, so you have to. I cleared out all the enemies you can see here. I didn't want to skip it. I just wanted to show you that you do need to, well, you can clear out enemies. At one particular point, I get launched up by one of the carrier forms of the Flood, and I thought, oh, that might work, but I couldn't get one in the right position. So instead, I just use a grenade. It does take your health down, so if you're picking up skulls and carrying on with the levels, it's just on that right hand side, but then you can restart at checkpoint. Just there, that is your Black Eye skull. Doing a celebration of unloading a few shells. Now, the next skull is the Eye Patch skull, which is also located in the library level. This is towards the end. Actually, it's right at the end. You'll have a door opened by 343 Guilty Spark, and a lot of enemies will come out. This is on easy, by the way, so I can only imagine on heroic. So I'll sped it a bit up for you. It's yeah, I've sped it up quite a lot because it takes a while to get round after clearing the enemies. I didn't bother to clear the enemies because I can just lead them. I can run faster, and any that catch up I'll just shoot. So, it's right here, at the end of this corridor. in between those two sort of mini columns. And the end of the level is on the other side. So that's your eye patch skull unlocked. The next skull is the Pinata skull. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's on the Two Betrayals level. This is the last but one skull, so we're coming up to the end of the set of skulls. For this, after you have deactivated 2 of the generators, you're going towards the third one. Sped this up. You have to pick up a Banshee anyway, so there's no special Banshee you need to pick up. Instead of going onto that platform on the left hand side, you need to carry on to where the Wraith spawns on the assault on the control room level, and it's just behind there, as you can see. Now I was trying to actually find out whether you can shoot the skulls, but they're actually like set objects, so I just picked it up, and that's your Pinata skull. Now the final skull is on the last level, the Grunt birthday party skull. Now you need to get to this particular point. By the way, if you do die on this run, you have to start the run again. But this is where Fohammer says she's going to come and pick you up, and Cortana tells you to stop. What you need to do is you need to stop and pull up the front of your Warthog right on the right hand side of that set. Well, that pole, tube, I don't know what it is. Anyway, you need to pull it like this. Jump on the front of your Warthog and then just do a little jump onto here. And this is the last skull in the campaign. This will net you 50 gamer score for the Headhunter achievement, which is all the skulls. And that's pretty much it. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this achievement guide. Remember to rate and comment on the video. Subscribe to the channel ADRR Gaming UK. Check us out on Facebook, the link is in the description. And hopefully we'll see you again next time.